In a new interview with GQ magazine, Kim Kardashian says that Taylor Swift totally approved of Kanye's "Made That Bitch Famous" line from his most recent album, The Life of Pablo. Kenny, you know that line. You want to tell that to the people?
Well, the line was, I feel like me and Taylor might still have sex. Why? I made that bitch famous.
Yes. So in the new interview, thank you. I just,
Bars.
I'm not, I was like, I'm not going to be the person to do that with Kenny here. All right. So in the new interview, Kim says she totally approved that. She totally knew that that was coming out. She wanted to all of a sudden act like she didn't. I swear, my husband gets so much shit for things when he really was doing proper protocol and even called to get it approved. What rapper would call a girl that he was rapping a line about to get approval? But there's more. Kim says that there's actually footage of Swift's approval when they were filming for Keeping Up with the Kardashians. She says, it's unclear who currently possesses this footage, but Kim says they sent an attorney's letter saying, don't you dare do anything with that footage, and asked us to destroy it. But Taylor Swift is clapping back. Her team released a statement that says Taylor does not hold anything against Kim, as she recognizes the pressure Kim must be under and is only repeating what she has been told by Kanye West. However, that does not change the fact that much of what Kim is saying is incorrect, and the statement does go on from there, but it essentially says that what Kim is saying is false and that Taylor had no prior knowledge to this line in the song and that she was very hurt by it and blindsided by it. I want to get some reactions here, guys, because this is a pretty juicy little back and forth.
My honest opinion.
Yes.
I think that the Taylor Swift camp is lying, 1,000%.
Really?
Go on.
1,000%. Like, I feel like Kanye is misunderstood, and I'm not gonna go on a whole rant of how I view Ye, because I love him as a person, I love him as an artist. I'm not the biggest Kanye fan. I love all of his music and things like that, but just looking at it from, inside looking out or outside looking in, I really feel like because of the backlash when it first happened and people make jokes about him going on stage and taking the mic from her and things like that, now it's become like the funny joke at award shows. Oh, I hope someone doesn't Kanye him. Now it's a verb, when it actually happens. And I feel like when he was really putting his body of work together, like, Kanye's a really intelligent dude. Like, I feel like people sleep on that. And maybe it's because of his delivery, because he's so passionate and he's so like in your face with it. If he sat back and he spoke to you like
this, I believe that too.
It wouldn't be, as abrasive to you. But it's all about a person's delivery.
And his Twitter account too is a little.
Well, but again, that's social media. So, we take text messages out of context a lot of times with different people. And that can go the same way when you're just seeing the text of it. And, he has a lot of good thoughts and things like that. He's not a disrespectful person. Like, he was, his mother was a professor. His father was in education. Like, this is a very educated person.
Yeah.
The way you look at it, either way you look at it. And he respects, I know we talk about in hip hop when they say the bitch word and things like that. But then if you watch, a film like How to Be Single and it's all women and they say, oh, that bitch, it's different. It's a different context now. He's intelligent. I feel like they're lying. And I don't think that he would have even came out and said this if it wasn't true.
If they're lying, it doesn't bother me. If Swift is lying, it doesn't bother me, because there's so many instances. It's essentially fighting fire with fire.
Yeah.
Because why not? If Kanye has done some really weird things over time, even if it's as a result of him getting too caught up in emotion, right. He's an artist. I mean, he is like, when I think of what artists are like, it is Kanye. Right. Because he just has all these like brilliant ideas floating around. And a lot of words come out, and they aren't all coherent. But if he sits down and puts together an album, I just sit there going, wow, fantastic. So, but if he got up there and screwed with Taylor Swift on stage to say, I'm going to let you finish, but she was already winning an award, so she's famous. If she wants to come back and say, no, I'm sorry, and stonewall him and say, you have no proof, and so I'm going to say you never. She acknowledges that we had a phone call, but it wasn't about that. It wasn't explicitly about, here's what I'm saying
like,
in
the
video.
What else would Ye call
in the
you
photo.
for?
Because maybe
like,
to cover his ass. Maybe to cover his ass and say, I'm releasing a video with you in it. Okay, thanks for the call. I'm probably not going to be able to stop you. If I did, it would be a problem. I will just sit back and wait until you release it and say I didn't give you permission. But that's part of it. That's more nuanced. She admits that they had a conversation, though.
Well, even when you look at that moment, when that moment happened, and it was the MTV Awards, I believe, right? So she was already big in pop and country and that side.
Yeah.
But she hadn't really crossed over like with hip hop and this whole Drake and The Weeknd like crossing over and the way music kind of transcends. She wasn't where she is now. That moment is talked about in a huge way.
Right, but
and I'm a Taylor fan. Like I've been around, like she's a great person, I feel. But that moment put her in a spotlight of every news outlet covered that from pop triggers to the pop triggers of France and every other country. Everybody followed that moment when that happened.
Come on, he's using her just like she's using him. You can't just say that, it's Taylor Swift and now she's made it because Kanye West. She had a huge following at that point.
She definitely
and
did.
crossing over at this point, I don't think it's just as important. I mean, that important. They're both on the same platform. I kind of think they're both on the same level. I don't really know that, did Taylor Swift really just blow up after that? That did not happen. It brought a lot of attention and they both benefit from it. You know?
Yeah, and
Kanye does it in the same way, and context does matter. If he called her and he said, I'm gonna use your name in a song, she probably was okay, but she didn't sign anything. She didn't see the actual lyrics, so it's perfectly fine after the song comes out and she says, well, this is kind of demeaning to me and I don't like it, to be like, no.
Yeah, I agree. And also, he didn't make her famous by being nice to her. He made her famous by being a dick, by taking her moment away and gave her, I'm sure, directly. It was like Taylor, he did that, he Taylor Swifted. He Kanye Taylor Swift. That's like what we all consider it as like this big moment, and we know both names at the same time. And just, but he did that to Mike Myers. But like there's other
Mike
moments.
Myers from
Remember there, I forget, who did that?
the
Now I don't
George
remember.
Bush hates black people.
Yeah, who did
that? That was Michael Myers from Austin
It was
Powers.
Mike Myers.
Guys, there's so many Kanye West scandals. We could go on about it, but we gotta go. So, what do you guys think about this? Do you believe Kim? Do you believe Kanye? Do you believe Taylor? Do you think that the truth is somewhere in between, like myself? Let us know in the comment section below, and we will see you next time on Pop Trigger.